Welcome back to Canuck Park Hopper. I'm Scott, and today I want to go over my early D23 predictions. D23, the ultimate Disney fan event, will take place in just under 100 days from August 14th to 16th, 2026 in Anaheim, California. It will be split between the Anaheim Convention Center and the Honda Center, and fans are expecting Disney to make some big park announcements this year. Last D23 in Anaheim, Disney announced Piston Peaks and Villains Land are coming to Magic Kingdom, Monstropolis is coming to Hollywood Studios, a new Coco ride is coming to California Adventure, and they gave some good updates on Tropical Americas at Animal Kingdom and Avengers Campus in California Adventure. That is to say, they do not hold back during this convention. So now, with this year's event coming up in just over 3 months, I thought I'd go through some announcements that I am sure are coming, some announcements I hope will come, and some dream announcements that I wish for. To keep things simple, I'm only going to be talking about the American parks, because that's what I know best. Let's start with the announcements that I am 100% sure are going to happen. We'll start with Walt Disney World. First up in Magic Kingdom, I expect there to be some Cars Land updates. Like I mentioned earlier, Piston Peak was announced during the D23 in 2024, and since then, there has been some good construction happening on this land. Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America were removed starting in the summer of 2025, and now, with the reopening of Big Thunder Mountain, eagle-eyed fans have got some better views of what is currently happening. I would expect Disney to give us some updated info on what's happening with this land. First up, I'm expecting them to give us an updated timeline on when this will open. They will most likely confirm that Piston Peak will open to guests in 2028, which we all expect, but Disney has made no mention of this yet. I also expect them to finally announce the second attraction coming to this land. We know about the e-ticket off-road rally attraction, but I bet we get some confirmation on the family-friendly filler ride that will help flesh out the area. And in tune with the second attraction announcement, I would expect them to also give us some updated concept art. Now, right behind Piston Peak, Disney announced Magic Kingdom's biggest expansion ever, the creation of a Villains Land. All we've been given about this so far is some very vague concept art and some rumors saying there could be an Emperor's New Groove roller coaster, a Maleficent dark ride, and an Ursula spinner attraction. If you want to know my thoughts on these rumors, I'll put a link to the video I did about them in the description below. Anyways, I bet with these lackluster rumors floating around, Disney gives us a better confirmation of what could be coming. I bet it'll still be quite vague, but I could see them give at least the theming for the dark ride and the coaster, which I expect to be a little bit more iconic than Emperor's New Groove and a one-character dark ride. I expect them to give us some better, more detailed concept art as well. Nothing set in stone, but a little bit more detailed than the super vague art that we received 2 years ago. And lastly for Magic Kingdom, I expect them to give us an update on the Carousel of Progress refurbishment. Disneyland got a Walt animatronic and show for their 70th anniversary celebration, and Disney said Walt Disney World was going to be getting their own version of this added to the Carousel of Progress. But since that drop, we have been given nothing. So I fully expect Disney to at least give us a closing date for Carousel of Progress, and maybe a potential opening date or at least opening season for when it will reopen with the Walt animatronic. Okay, let's head over to Animal Kingdom. We will definitely get some Tropical Americas updates, especially with the land opening next year. On that note, I expect them to give us the opening season for this land, with that being early summer 2027. I also expect them to give us more Indiana Jones details, like a more detailed storyline and maybe some more art. I also expect them to fully confirm the ride vehicle for the Encanto ride, if we don't figure this out before D23, with us eagle-eyed viewers watching the construction like a hawk. We do know of some ride details, such as the ride taking place during the ceremony where Antonio receives his gift to talk to animals. But we still don't have confirmation on how we will traverse through this ride. I am sure that they will give us this info. Next, let's sneak over to Hollywood Studios. A Monsters Inc. land was announced in 2024, and since then, Muppet Courtyard was closed and Monstropolis construction has gone into 5th gear. The door coaster ride is well underway, and the exterior facades of the land are moving along nicely. I expect Disney to give us some good updates on this land, like confirmation of the Harryhausen restaurant, and some concept art to go along with it, and an announcement of what the show in the land will be about. I expect it to not be Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I think we're going to get a new, unique experience in here. Also in Hollywood Studios, I expect a small update on Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland recently did away with it being tied to only the sequel trilogy. The original iconic Star Wars music was added to the land, and the most popular characters, that being Luke, Leia, Han Solo, and of course Darth Vader, were allowed to be in the land as characters. If you've paid any attention to Diz Twitter, you know just how popular this has been. I expect Disney to announce that Walt Disney World's Galaxy's Edge will be given this original trilogy treatment as well, probably by the end of this year. And lastly, let's look at Epcot. We are all still recovering from the forever construction at Epcot. But now that the park's been construction-free for almost a year, I bet we get an announcement of a past announced project that was shelved. I expect Disney to announce the refurbishment of Spaceship Earth. Though I love the current version of this ride, it's time they update the storyline a bit and bring the ending into the 21st century and beyond. I bet that starting in 2027, Spaceship Earth will go down for about a year-long refurbishment. Okay, we talked about Walt Disney World. Let's head over to the West Coast. For confirmed announcements, I have everything focusing on California Adventure. First up, I expect some updates on the Avengers Campus expansion. They've given us a lot of info on this project so far. Like, we know that this expansion will more than double the land with 2 new attractions, those being the Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab, but I bet they give us a better timeline on this project. If I had to guess, I bet this would open up in early 2028. But I wouldn't be mad if they said it would be up and running by the end of 2027. On the other side of DCA, Disney previously announced that they are constructing a Coco water ride. We've been told that this ride will be a return to classic Disney rides, taking inspiration from Pirates of the Caribbean, but with some new technology. We know that land has started being cleared for this ride, with construction starting this fall. I expect that Disney will announce that this ride will be open for early 2028 along with Avengers Campus. And lastly for DCA, I bet we get an update on the upcoming Avatar Land. And by update, I mean confirmation that Avatar Land has been subbed out for Zootopia Land. There have been rumors going around about this switcheroo recently, and I bet these rumors are true. If you want more info on this, I'll put a link to the video where I talk about this trade in the description below. One more update that I expect pertaining to the Disneyland Resort as a whole is an update on the brand new parking structure that's going to be constructed. We have been given some concept art of what they plan to do, from the parking structure to the current bus loop revamp. But I bet we get some more honed in timelines, like an actual starting date for this project, and maybe a rough end date for this, which could be, you guessed it, late 2027 or early 2028. Why do I think all these projects will be completed by early 2028? LA is hosting the Summer Olympics in 2028, so Disney will want their premier park to be in tip-top shape for the inevitable influx of visitors. Alright, so there are the announcements that I am 100% sure Disney will announce at this year's event. What do you think about these announcements? Do you think I'm right? Or are these just wishful thinking? Let me know in the comments below. And speaking of wishful thinking, now let's talk about the announcements that I hope Disney is going to announce. Let's start in Walt Disney World again. First up, I hope Disney surprises us with Monstropolis opening date of 2027. They are going balls to the wall in construction of this land, and though many think this land will open in 2028, I could see them having this ready by the middle to end of 2027. In terms of the whole Walt Disney World Resort timeline, I could definitely see this happening. 2027 could have Tropical Americas and Animal Kingdom and Monstropolis and Hollywood Studios. 2028 would then have Piston Peak and Magic Kingdom, and the Spaceship Earth refurb at Epcot if that happens, and then Villains Land would be 2029 or 2030. It provides some good spacing between projects to keep guests coming back year after year. Another announcement that I'm hoping for is finally a refurbishment of the Play Pavilion in Epcot. That structure has been sitting there for years, but oddly enough, it still appears on the Disney app, which makes me think that Disney isn't quite done with it yet. Maybe I'm wrong and they just don't want to waste money demolishing it. It's such a cool building and it could be a much needed people eater in World Discovery to take some pressure off of Cosmic Rewind and Test Track 3.0. In Disneyland, there's one announcement that I almost put in the 100% gonna happen section, but I'm not quite 100%, so I put it in this section instead. In the 100% confirmed section, I talked about Avatar Land being ousted by Zootopia Land. But I don't believe Avatar Land is dead in Disneyland. I do believe that Zootopia Land is going to take its place in the corner of DCA, but I hope that Disney is also going to announce that Avatar Land is going to be moved to the DisneylandForward plot of land on the west side of the resort. Disney has announced that they want to expand the Disneyland Resort into the parking lots they have over on the west side, and I bet Avatar Land will be the first land announced for this new project. One more hope that I have for the Disneyland Resort is that Disney announces an update or a full refurbishment of Tomorrowland. The whole area needs a revamp, and they need to get the PeopleMover back in action on the West Coast. If Josh D'Amaro wants to win over the fans in Disneyland as the brand new CEO, announce the return of the PeopleMover. So there are the announcements that I hope Disney announces this year. Let me know your thoughts on my hopeful announcements. Are you with me on these, or do you hope any of these don't happen? Let me know in the comments. Okay, we went over the announcements that I think are guaranteed and the announcements that I really hope come. Now, let's put our dreamer hats on and go over some announcements that I really don't think will happen, but I would love if they were announced. Animal Kingdom is my favorite park, and I am so happy to see it getting some good love recently, even though it meant the removal of Dinoland USA. But I want more. I would love if Disney announced a brand new expansion, and a real expansion this time. Not just a refurbishment of a different land. I want them to announce an actual park expansion on the north side of the park, maybe in behind Cali River Rapids. What could this land be? I don't know. I just want more attractions and just more to do, to fully flesh out Disney's most amazing and creative park. Another dream of mine would be for World Showcase to get another attraction. We have Frozen Ever After in Norway and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in France, so I think it's time for another attraction in one of the middle countries. Give us the long overdue Germany attraction that was supposed to come with the opening of the park but got postponed and then dropped. An original attraction would be great, but if you have to make it IP based, base it on Tangled. It would be great to get a ride that was supposed to be put there, finally put there. And over in Disneyland, I have a pipe dream attraction that goes along with my hope for a Tomorrowland update. If you're unaware, Tokyo Disneyland is currently updating their Space Mountain, and it sounds like it is going to be incredible. It looks like it will be Space Mountain, but with the Cosmic Rewind ride vehicles. Disneyland does not have room for a Tron expansion like Magic Kingdom did, but they could give us a new upgraded Space Mountain. And you know what? With the upcoming bus loop construction and the hopeful Tomorrowland construction, this could be the perfect time to revamp Space Mountain. Space Mountain's last track replacement was in 2005, so it's definitely time for it to be done again. So why not take this time to fully upgrade the experience? I'm not sure on this, but Tokyo Disneyland could potentially have an exclusivity clause on the new Space Mountain, which would probably be about 5 years. So if this were to happen, the new ride wouldn't be able to open until probably 2032. But you never know. And there you have it. There are all my predictions for this year's D23 event. What do you think of all my predictions? And more importantly, what are your predictions? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you want to see come to this year's event. Thanks again for taking the time to speculate with me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you want more theme park content, please subscribe. You can also follow me at Canuck Park Hopper on Instagram for more theme park fun. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.